Good morning, team. Smarter, and welcome to another week with Pete. I promised myself this week that I'm not going to talk about the Royal Commission. But for those of you that know me, I've always got something to say. So there is a couple of things that I did want to say about the Royal Commission. Now, when it comes to trails, I don't see why mortgage brokers shouldn't be receiving an actual trail. Because for those of you that know how it works, is that brokers receive a monthly fee to be able to service the loan after the loan actually settles. And you've got to ask yourself, what's wrong with that? Because every time you pick up the phone and you speak to your broker and you ask him or her a question about your loan, well then they're not a charity case, it's not a community-based organisation, they've got to get paid somehow. So therefore the banks pay a small fee to the broker for that to take place. Now, it doesn't actually come out of your pocket. It's basically built in to the actual interest rate. Now, if the interest rate's 4% on an average loan, there'll be about 20 or 30 bucks a month that's going to go towards the broker to service that loan after settlement. Now, what you have to say to yourself, if the trails are to be removed from brokers and the banks now get to receive that margin or essentially keep that margin, are they going to pass on that savings to the public? Of course not. They're going to keep it to themselves. They're going to fatten their pockets up. So that's where it's bullshit, and that's the only thing that I really have to say about the Royal Commission. I think enough of us that are in the industry have spoken about it, so I'll leave it there. There are a couple of other things that I wanted to sort of chat about today, and overall it's just sort of about the government and the way things are heading. Good old ScoMo and Mr. Shorten, who I like to call Beavis and Butthead. I mean, are they really supporting us, and are they actually growing the economy? The reality is that they don't know how to grow the economy. And I've made a couple of quick notes and just a couple of quick things I want to run through. That way we don't have to sort of ramble on too much today. But first and foremost, if you have a look at what's happened in the last sort of 5 years, look at the lockout laws for King's Cross. Look what that's done to the overall entertainment industry. It's totally crippled an industry. Forget about what's happening with brokers and the Royal Commission. You know, from cleaners to managers to security guards, it's wiped out a massive industry. So you think, you know, the brokers are doing it tough, it's a whole different industry altogether. What about the light rail, George Street? You know, wipe that out, all the small businesses there wasn't a lot of thought that's gone into that. And a couple of people that decided to treat a dog incorrectly with the greyhounds, well, we screwed that as well. Let's wipe out the greyhound industry. So we've got to really sort of say, we've got to go through the process and say to ourselves, what are we doing as an individual and how are we overcoming a lot of these issues? The fact remains is that they don't know how to grow an economy. We need to take charge of what we do, especially as a business and also as an individual. So there's an old saying, you know, your net worth is your network, or your network is your net worth, however you want to sort of look at it. And there's a lot of truth in that. No one is going to take away the potential for a referral fee. Now, I'm a licensed agent. We can pay a referral fee. Why not? They can't take that away. Now, I know you can't pay commissions to certain industries, but notice how I didn't say commission, I said referral fee. And I do know the difference between an upstream and a downstream referral. So if you've got the right network, and if you have to charge your customers up front, why can't you receive a referral fee and your customer can now receive a rebate upon settlement? You know, problem solved. There's always a solution with every difficult scenario that is out there. We've got to basically band together and we have to look for solutions. What else? If we take into account, I suppose, the way we are as individuals or the way we are as actual businesses. Because if you're generating a strong passive income, then it doesn't really matter what happens within the industry. It doesn't really matter what the government does, because you're generating a strong passive income from your properties. No one's going to take that away. So we can counteract certain things that happen within our industry and within our government. Passive income is what it's all about. You know, why are we working for our properties? We have to make sure that our properties are working for us. And that way, whether it's the greyhounds or whether it's the lockout laws or whether it's the Royal Commission, it doesn't matter. Let's generate passive incomes. Don't think negative, think passive. So if you do want to know how you can qualify for a passive income, of course we're here to help. Let's see if you qualify. $39.95, we can do the report, and let's move forward. Let's band together. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Thanks.